Hi, this is Michael from Xplore the Xpeng, and today I'm going to show you all the different apps that you get inbuilt within the Xpeng G6. There's a load of different inbuilt apps. Some of the ones you may want, like Netflix, are not inbuilt, but you can still watch Netflix through the system. I'll do a separate video of that, so make sure you're subscribed and you'll get alerted when I make that one live. So to access your apps, press the apps button down the bottom of the dock there, and that brings up a nice grid display of all the different apps. Now I'm a bit pedantic. You may notice on the screen here I've got them all ordered in alphabetical order. You can reorder them exactly how you wish. You might want some of the popular ones on the right there so you can access them easily, but obviously bear in mind you shouldn't really be accessing these different apps whilst you're driving. Some of them are driving apps that you may need, but a lot of them are apps that really you should be looking at whilst you're parked. And I would suggest any popular ones that you do want whilst you're driving, drag them down into the Xdock. To do that, I'll just show you quickly. You need to press on the Xdock, and then any of those apps can be dragged down. For instance, Apple Music, press on it, drag it down into the space there, and then press done when you're happy. I'll just put that back. So I'll run through these as quickly as I can just to explain what they all are. Most are pretty self-explanatory. So from the top, air conditioning is a way to get to all your heating, ventilation controls, heated steering wheel, heated seats, ventilated seats. There's a lot of different heating controls here. It does take a little while to get used to all those settings and work out just how you like it, but it is really good once you've sussed it out. I'm not going to spend loads of time going through each of those settings. That's really for another video focused on heating, etc. So I'll just really go through the apps and what they are. Press the down arrow to go back to the app screen. Next one along, you've got Android Auto. So if you have a phone you want to connect wirelessly or through the cable, there's a couple of sockets underneath the console there. You can attach that by cable. Most people would have it wireless. It's obviously a lot easier. So from there you can access the majority of your apps on your phone if you want to do that. Things like navigation if you're using Waze rather than the inbuilt TomTom. Things like your text messages that can be read out whilst you're driving. All stuff like that. Okay, next along we have Apple CarPlay. Exactly the same, but if you've got a Apple or iOS phone. Then we have Apple Music. If you like to store all your music on Apple Music rather than say Spotify, then you can load up Apple Music. It is a service that has to have a subscription, so just be aware of that. Once you're in some of these apps, you press the screen, there's a floating dot, which if you're familiar with Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, you'll know about. You press the dot, that brings up a few options to close, go back, go to the home screen, etc. Next one along is the App Store. So you can go into the App Store and look for other apps you might want to download. For instance, two here that I haven't downloaded, Amazon Music and TuneIn Radio. All the others I've downloaded. Audible I haven't, and Karafun, which is a karaoke app. Next one along, Apple TV Plus. So that's the Apple TV service, again, which you need a subscription for to watch all sorts of different TV shows, similar to Amazon Prime, similar to Netflix. Okay, then we have Bluetooth. If you want to connect your phone by Bluetooth, connect a different phone by Bluetooth, that's where you would do that. Then you've got Browser, which is an internet browser. So we can type in there my wife's website, Susanna's Kitchen. That brings up the results, and there we go, Susanna's Kitchen. Anyone's got a Ninja Foodie multi-cooker, check that out, because she does some wonderful online recipes and has 4 books for sale now with 80 to 100 recipes in each book. So if you're into your cooking, check that out. And from there, if you want to get back, you can swipe up from the bottom to bring back your Xdock and press the apps again. Next one along is calendar. You can sync your phone calendar to the car here. So if you do that, then all your calendar appointments will appear here. Got a settings button here, simply to enable reminders if you want those to pop up. When you connect your phone via Bluetooth or cable, you can decide to sync your calendar or not. Next one along is the 360 cameras, which again might be a useful one to have in your Xdock, and that brings up a few different views from the cameras on the car. This will differ depending on the model. If you've got a standard range model, you may not get as many views as the long range or performance. You can change the views here. That gives you all four corners. That button just gives you the front facing sides, and then you can also switch to 3D. Shows you a 3D version of the car there. So if we come out of there, then we have Disney Plus, another subscription TV service. If you've got that, that could be very useful when you're parked up. Next along is DVR. So that goes to all your driver vehicle recordings. DVR, could be that. So that goes to your recordings, whether that be the driving recorder or the X-Guard recordings. That brings all those up. So very useful if you've had an incident and you want to look at those, and you can download those to your phone as well. I have done a video on the X-Guard recordings which shows you exactly how to use that. So check that out if you can. I'll put a link up here or here. I can never remember. I think it's here. Then we have Instagram. If you want to browse Instagram, might be easier on your phone, but there we have my Instagram. Swipe up, back to the apps. Local media. That looks at if you have a memory stick, perhaps plugged into one of the USB ports under the console there. It might be music on there, could be video. So you can store films or your own music onto the stick, access that and watch that through the car screen there. Again, doing that once you're parked. Back to the apps. Then we have map. That's obviously your navigation. So again, I've got that saved in my Xdock, so really easy to switch between that and the car settings when I need to. Next one along is Mindfulness Space. So you can select either driver's seat or passenger seat or both. So then you press activate mindfulness. The seat goes back. Adjusting the seat and other cockpit settings to a comfortable state for you to start your mindfulness time. Yeah, the various modes for relaxation and mindfulness. So let's close that down, confirm exit, and the seat settings go back to where you were. And then we have music, which is the music from your phone connected by Bluetooth there. You can also change that to Spotify, the radio, TuneIn if you've got it, and Amazon Music. Then we have the phone. So again, if your phone's connected by Bluetooth, that will bring up all your phone contacts. In the update, you've also got your favorites in there, or you can simply dial numbers if you know them. Then we come to Prime Video, so another TV service, subscription based. Again, if you have that, you can log in and watch anything that's on Amazon Prime. Then we have radio, so that brings up all the radio stations that I've got logged in under DAB and FM. You can save favorites, and you've also got recent showing there. Settings allows you to pick DAB traffic announcements or switch to an FM alternative frequency if it loses the DAB. Back to the main app screen. Then we have real-time SR assist. So that brings up the 3D camera view and I'm not really sure what use that has. We've got the buttons at the bottom to open the charging port, to lock the car and open the boot. Back to the apps, then we have our settings. So that's where you access all the car settings, loads of things you can change in there. Again, that needs a separate video. There's so much to talk about there. Back to the apps, then we have Spotify. So that's all logged in, that's all our music, recommended stations, etc, etc. Shows you recent, you can browse and find new music. On your music, by the way, whether you're on radio, Spotify, that does show up on your driver's screen. You can change your driver's screen to have various different settings, so you might need to press down the scroll wheel, one each side, and scroll down to the setting you want where you can have the music that you're playing shown on there. Next along is TikTok. If you want to watch TikTok, if that's your thing, it's not mine. Then we have the user manual, which is well worth having a good look through. Lots of information on there, things that you pick up that you didn't realise that it has. So really useful to browse through there and understand the car as much as possible. Then we have wired casting. This is if you plug in a HDMI capture card. If you have a device like a Amazon Fire Stick or a Xiaomi stick, you need a HDMI capture card, which then goes into the USB port, and that's where you would access all the information on there. Next we have Xcombo. Lots of Xcombos in there that are recommended. You can then add any that you like to your My Combo, and then they're your selected Xcombos, and you can have those running, or if you don't like them, turn them off, you can remove them. Xcombos is a big subject to get into on another video, so I'll be doing that very soon. There are over 100 different Xcombos that are useful to different people in different ways, but I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, about 16 Xcombos that will run at different times for different circumstances. Some are for the winter, where if it hits a certain temperature, the heating will come on, the heated steering wheel will come on, the heated seats will come on. Similarly, now in the summer, when it gets too hot, the cooled seats will come on, and the aircon will drop down to a low temperature to get the car cool. Also, you can have automatically turn Xguard on, you can automatically set different drive modes, you can automatically set different regen modes. There's so much you can do. You need to delve into it, understand how it works, program those on your phone app, and just give them a try. Right, then we have XSleep.
Adjust your seat mode manually to start sleep.
So in XSleep mode, you can remove the headrests and you can slide the base seat forward, recline the back of the seat so that it just sits in front of the rear seat base, and then you create a bed, and then you can set the temperature in here to a nice cool temperature overnight. You can set an alarm clock, and you can put your massage on if you want to. We've got a nice screen here to help you get to sleep. So this is ideal for if you're out camping and you want to sleep in the car. So if we exit that, confirm, back to the app screen. The next one along is Xplay. Now this is a inbuilt subscription service for games through Xpeng. So that says that's €5.99 per month. I haven't subscribed to that, not something I'm interested in, but you can do if you want. Then the last one along is YouTube. Again, you'd have to use your own login, but here we have YouTube, a G6 car review I was watching earlier, funnily enough. And then you've got the familiar screen with some suggested videos on the right there, same as you'd get if you're on your iPad or on a PC at home. Back to the main screen. So there you are, you've got 6 by 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 30 different apps there. As I said, I haven't downloaded them all, but there's 30 plus different apps that you can access within the car. So yeah, I hope that's useful to you. Probably more useful to people who are interested in the car, haven't bought one yet, and want to know what you get within the system. So yeah, really useful. You can watch things like Netflix and other paid for apps via a CarPlay box or an Android Auto box. That's something I'll do in another video and show you how to do that. Have a look in the description, there's some links there which might help you, and some ones that might help me as well. And as well, if you can like the video, comment any questions you've got, and subscribe, that'd be great. Turn alerts on, lets you know when I upload another video, which might be when I do one on connecting the Android Auto box or delve into the settings a lot more. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.